Rockall is essentially just a big rock sticking out of the sea. It lies 250 miles off the coast of the Outer Hebrides out in the North Atlantic, which is a 12-hour motor cruise to get to. There's not a lot there. Birds use it as a rest stop, but other than that, there's really just seaweed and a few lichens. No vegetation to talk of, no soil. It's just a barren rock. There's currently 2 occupation records on Rockall. A solo occupation record set by Tom McClean in 1985 of 40 days. And then Greenpeace went back in 1997 and set a group record of 42 days on the rock. My aim is to set a new record as an individual of 60 days, 2 months on the rock on my own. 60 days was a nice round number, 2 months, and will hopefully push the record out beyond the reach of most people and may stand for quite a while. I was looking for a big challenge. I've run some marathons and climbed some big mountains and done a couple of ultra marathons. The place just really grabbed me, really interested me, and my first thoughts were I have to go, and secondly I'd really like to try and break the records. So this is the rock pod. This will be my home for 60 days, hopefully, on Rockall. Having looked at various things, I actually saw a water bowser at the side of the road and thought that's the ideal vessel for me. This is my access hatch into the pod. It's hinged, it's reinforced, and it's bolted down into the plastic moulding. The pod itself is approximately 8 foot long, by about 4 foot wide and about 3.5 foot high. The key features really are these lifting points, which are 1 ton rated lifting points, which are bolted on and back plated. This grey unit here is a ventilation hatch, a deck hatch, again from Lumar, and that will enable me to ventilate the pod should I have to crank both hatches down. These crossover straps are the ones I'll be using to lift it on and off the boat to get it into the sea, to tow it to Rockall. These additional straps at the front are part of the winching mechanism, so they'll be used to bring the pod up the side of Rockall. I've really enjoyed the process of constructing the pod, of researching how to get there, of finding the best boat. Just getting to the start line has been a very big challenge and one I've really enjoyed, just the logistics of it. A little bit of a handle and then up and in. And that's it. Not too complicated. And pull the hatch down. It's fairly small in here. I mean, obviously at this end I can't sit up straight. I can just about sit up hunched by the access hatch. I don't normally suffer from claustrophobia, and my hope is that I'm not going to be stuck in the pod for more than 2 or 3 days at a time. If the weather's at all clear, then I'm going to be out of the pod and on the rock, not really stretching my legs, but certainly being able to stretch the body out a bit and stand up and move around and do some exercise. So really the pod is just shelter for extreme weather and sleeping. So this is the portable petrol winch, which I'll be using to bring the pod and all my equipment up onto Rockall. 2 of those, 1 of those. And that's it. Bit of atmosphere. There's 2 things in this Pelly case actually. There is the tail blade for my wind turbine. That packs nicely in there, and then this is my BGAN satellite unit with phone. So that will enable me to keep in contact with the outside world. And this is where all my food and clothing and other technical equipment is all going in. These are waterproof. This first bag's 1/3 of my medical kit. So I've got a lot of jugs because obviously it's not a clean environment out at Rockall. This is one of my bags of rations. So each barrel has 3 of these in, and this is 2 days' food in this bag. So it's essentially a 24-hour army ration pack. which provides 4,500 calories, which I won't need every day on Rockall, and the all-important harmonica, which I'll be playing brilliantly when I get back from Rockall. Probably the hardest part of the challenge is not so much keeping myself entertained, but missing family, home comforts, even just home routine. You know, the ability to come home after work, have a glass of wine, flush the toilet, turn the tap on for fresh water, simple things like that. It is probably quite a peculiar, some eccentric thing to take on, but therein lies the challenge. You know, it is more a mental challenge once I'm actually on Rockall than a physical one. And I think that's what I'm looking forward to, you know, finding out how I cope out there on my own. Am I as self-reliant as I think I am? Am I able to keep myself entertained and mentally stimulated like I believe I'm able to? Maybe I'll fall short, but it's better to have tried and failed.